Ooh, Bad Larry.
Welcome back, Bad Larry Kingdom. I'm your host, Bad Larry, and today we're checking out X Factor number 22. And to catch you up from last episode, the entire world thinks that Warren Worthington III is dead, and he left all his millions to X Factor, but Cameron Hodge stole it. Cameron Hodge then used some soldiers in these green mech suits to attack our heroes, kill a bunch of civilians, and he also sent some of those same soldiers to X Factor Complex to try and kill all of the X Factor kids. Of course, this issue is written by Louise Simonson, but we have a guest penciler, Sal Buscema. Back at X Factor Complex, these Cameron Hodge soldiers dressed in these green mech suits that look like little froggy faces are attacking our X Factor kids. Richter must know who they are. He recognizes them as soldiers from the right, the group that abducted him, tortured him, and drugged him up. He's not going back. He's gonna fight to the death. The evil green mech soldiers confirm that Richter was their former prisoner and that he's their main target. They need to take Richter out. These green mech suit soldiers have given Rusty the code name Fire Fist, which he will eventually use as his mutant hero alias. Rusty fires on them, but the mech suit soldiers fire back. Thanks again to Skids, the bullets bounce right off of her. And back to Richter. He's shaken like a leaf on a tree. Everything is starting to crumble. One of the debris falls and smashes one of the green mech soldiers to death. More mech suit soldiers are coming. They're firing upon the X Factor kids. Leech is trying to stop Richter from shaking the whole place to the ground, killing them all. Richter is traumatized. He doesn't want to go back to that torture chamber. He's willing to kill everybody if it means he's killing these green mech suit soldiers. Richter throws Leech off of him and into Skids, which turns off her protective force field for not only her, but also Leech. The green mech suit soldiers have fired upon their targets. It looks like they've taken out Skids, Leech, and Richter. The green mech suit soldiers weren't using real bullets. They were using tranquilizers. They're going to put these helmets on each one of the X Factor kids, which act as a power jammer. And then they're going to take them back to their headquarters and recondition their mind, turning them into soldiers for Cameron Hodge. Caliban has entered the chat with a kung fu kick. Is he a skilled enough fighter to take on 5 armored mech suit soldiers? The mech suit soldiers totally disrespect Caliban. Not only do they dodge his attacks, whack him, but call him ugly about 100 times and then shoot him up with tranquilizer darts and leave him for dead, as they were ordered by Cameron Hodge not to use any real bullets on anybody in the X Factor complex. Cameron Hodge's mech suit soldiers are searching top to bottom for any more mutants that they can take back. The fake news network is reporting that these same mech suit soldiers had killed 7 people and injured 23 as Cameron Hodge's ploy to further discredit mutants and increase the fear of mutants within the human population. Cameron Hodge is taking a direct page from Adolf Hitler's propaganda playbook. The population will accept the mutant genocide if they feel that the mutants are all dangerous, devious monsters. Our heroes need to get back to X Factor Complex quick, but they're in these tunnels and it's dark as hell. Our heroes have come to a bit of a dead end. The Morlocks have set booby traps all over the tunnels to try to protect them. But with Cyclops, Iceman, and Jean Grey's powers, these deadfall traps are no match for them. And make sure you've hit this like button and subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much. Boom Boom has made it back safely from her trip with the Fallen Angels, only to find X Factor Complex locked up. But that's no problem for her. 3, 2, 1, boom, 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 boom. And she's right in. She missed all of the shenanigans that happened at Worthington Tower, so she has no idea who these green mech suit soldiers are. But she approaches with caution. She might not be the most powerful mutant on X Factor squad, but she's got guile, she's got guts, and she's got some street smarts. Boom Boom is following the mech suit soldiers cautiously. She doesn't know who Richter is yet. She hasn't met him. But she sees the mech suit soldiers have captured her other friends, Bubblegum Head Arthur, Skids, Rusty, and Leech. Boom Boom is having an internal battle of her conscience. She's no hero, she knows that. She's always been someone to care about only one person, herself. But these are her friends. She needs to at least follow them and see where they're going. She comes across Caliban, but he's too knocked out. He's going to be of no help to her. she's going to have to do this on her own. A fine time to play hero when every cell in her body is telling her to run the other way. Nearly a half an hour later, our X-Factor team has finally made it back to X-Factor headquarters. Cyclops sees Caliban has been shot multiple times with tranquilizers. He needs to get him to the infirmary and on some stimulants to get him back up and going. Cyclops and Iceman are going to go look for the kids, while Beast and Marvel Girl take Caliban to the infirmary. Boom Boom has tracked these mech suit soldiers for nearly a mile and sees that they're loading the kids onto some plane that's heading for Arlington. She doesn't even know where that is. She has no backup. She doesn't even know what she's about to do. But the plane is about to take off. She has to do something quick. And if Boom Boom is anything, she's quick thinking. She creates a little 3, 2, 1, a boom, 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 boom distraction in one of the cans. The mini bomb is enough to get the mech suit soldiers' attention, just enough so she can sneak on board. Boom Boom has enough time to reach Richter, but not enough time to untie him. She needs to hide for now. Caliban tells X-Factor that the evil mech suit soldiers are taking the kids to Arlington, Virginia. And he's pissed because this is the second time that he felt totally powerless and useless in a battle. Caliban said he even tried the kung fu moves that Iceman taught him in the training room, but the mech suit soldiers were armored up, and Caliban was totally useless in the battle. And even though Caliban is not at 100%, he tells Cyclops that they're going to need him to track down the mutants because Arlington, Virginia is a big place. And he owes it to the X-Factor kids to help rescue them, because the enemies took the kids while on Caliban's watch. And to be honest, how will X-Factor even find these kids in time without Caliban's help? The green mech soldiers have unloaded the X-Factor kids onto a school bus, and Boom Boom is just a step behind. Richter is just beside himself. He's despondent. He knows what the future holds because he's already gone through this process before. Because this is the same group that initially captured him, drugged him, and forced him into compliance, which is what they're going to do with all the rest of the X-Factor kids. He knows he can't take it. He can't go through that torture again. With some luck, persistence, and some great hitchhiking skills, Boom Boom has tracked our X-Factor kids to the Arlington Interactive Museum of Science. This is clearly a front for the evil operation known as the Right. But Boom Boom is spotted by one of the green mech soldiers, and she gets out of it with the old "where's the bathroom" trick. He says, "You better get back to your class, missy." Boy, that was a close one. That green mech soldier must have thought that Boom Boom was just another regular high school student on a museum tour. Boom Boom knows that she has to blend in with the rest of the high school students, pretend to play with the exhibits, and as soon as she can, make a call to X-Factor. And remember, this is 1987, so nobody had cell phones. She had to use a regular old landline, which makes this more challenging than ever. Boy, I tell you, the evil henchmen of the Right look like some serious SS brown shirts to me. The evil henchmen of the Right have determined that Boom Boom is actually a mutant. They pull a file up on the computer. Her first name is Tabitha, last name unknown. She's 14 years old, and they know that she's been working with X-Factor. They have intercepted her call to X-Factor. They've got orders to nab her, and if they can't, shoot to kill. Boom Boom knows that the Right's henchmen are onto her. She needs to find a way to slow them down. She's tossing her 3, 2, 1, a boom, 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 booms, little firecrackers left, right, and center. This is working. The crowd is starting to panic, which is slowing down the Right's henchmen. She makes it to where the air ducts are. It's a maze. She thinks if she can get in those air ducts, the henchmen will never find her. Plus, she can do some good exploration of this place. Maybe even find out where they're holding the X-Factor kids. The evil henchmen of the Right have been banging up Rusty pretty darn good. He was first on the chopping block of the testing, torture, and cooperation protocol. Richter sees Rusty all busted up and he can't take it anymore. He's going to try to attack the henchmen, but he's powerless because those silver helmets are causing all the mutants' powers to stop working. So now he's just a scrawny little 13 or 14-year-old kid trying to take on two NFL-sized linebacker grown men. And the henchmen tell Richter, "Guess what? It's your lucky day. You're up next on the testing, torture, and compliance protocol." While high above Manhattan, in the invisible floating fortress of Apocalypse, the fourth horseman of the apocalypse called Death, or as we shall know him, Archangel, has finally received his new wings and is about to test them out on an obstacle course. His speed is unparalleled, faster than he's ever flown before, and his new wings have unbelievable destructive capabilities. Apocalypse is pleased, and the other three horsemen are a little bit terrified of him now. While many, many levels below the Arlington Science Museum, Boom Boom has stumbled across something of interest. It's Richter, and the henchmen have put him in the torture machine. She needs to act fast. She decides to make a bigger bomb. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A boom, 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 boom. An explosion at the far end of the corridor. The henchmen run out. Boom Boom says, "Hey kid, what's your name?" He's like, "My name is Richter." And she's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm getting tortured. Get me out of here." Boom Boom uses her 3, 2, 1. A boom, 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 booms to get Richter free. But he's in bad shape. They need to make a quick exit. But what about all the other X Factor kids? And they're going to have to find a way to get that helmet off of Richter. Richter tells Boom Boom, "Get this helmet off of me." And she's like, "And blow your head off with it?" And he's like, "What do I care? I need my power. I'd rather die than have them recapture me again." 3, 2, 1. A boom, 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 boom. The helmet comes off. But luckily, Richter's fine. This is showing that Boom Boom has exceptional control of her mutant abilities. Richter starts going nuts. He's willing to just shake the whole building to the ground, kill everybody. But Boom Boom's like, "Hey, chill out, man. We gotta save the other kids. You know the way." And he's like, "I think so. Follow me, Boom Boom." And they run into a corridor. The evil henchmen of the right are plenty, and they've got them cornered on both ends. But Richter doesn't care. He shakes the hell out of the bridge, causing the evil henchmen to fall, but also himself. He's holding on with Boom Boom holding on to him. Boom Boom is yelling at Richter, "Don't let go!" And then the leader of the right shows up and says to Richter, "No, Richter, don't let go. The fun has just begun." Richter says, "Ay caramba, that's the voice of the leader. If he catches us, we're in the torture chamber." And Boom Boom is looking up. She can't really make him out, but says, "I've heard that voice before, but not here." In Bad Larry Kingdom, we all know who that voice belongs to. That snake in the grass son of a bitch, Cameron Hodge. Cameron Hodge and his henchmen have recaptured Boom Boom and Richter. They're about to get into the torture chamber. And Cameron Hodge says, "We're too far down deep. X Factor is useless. It's about to be fun time." And do not miss tomorrow's episode number 23, where we're going to find out what Cameron Hodge and his henchmen do with our X Factor kids. Comment down below, how do you think X Factor can, if, or will save the day? Like this video, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys tomorrow on episode number 23.